much better army today than it was when the war. The truth is that the Europeans cannot do much to help the Ukrainians. You don't have the military capability. And the Americans are no longer helping. They've shifted the burden to the Europeans. And the Europeans, of course, are perfectly willing, but it's going to be increasingly difficult because they're not going to have monetary help from the United States. And the economies are all having real problems. And plus the Russian army is huge. It's battle tested. It's a much better army today than it was when the war first started in February 2022.
Yeah, because they're advanced.
And the European militaries are remarkably unimpressive.
I love how honest you are. You are not insulting us at all.
No, the European militaries is not fully armed and prepared for war. And in terms of giving the Ukrainians weapons to fight Russia with, the Europeans and the Americans cannot produce enough weapons to match the number of weapons that the Russians are producing. Just think about that. This is a war of attrition where both sides are trying to bleed each other white, where artillery is the king of battle. Russia has an advantage in artillery somewhere in the range of 5-1, 7-1, or 10-1. In terms of people, I mean, the situation is disastrous now. General Syrskyi, the commander of the Ukrainian forces, he said recently that Ukraine was outnumbered overall 3-1 up on the front lines. And in certain critically important places on the battlefield, Ukraine was outnumbered 6-1. And Zelensky recently said that in Pokrovsk, where a big battle is now being fought, that the Russians outnumber the Ukrainians 8-1. And the Europeans are perfectly willing to fight to the last Ukrainian, but you don't see anybody from Europe going there to fight. So the Ukrainians are at a tremendous disadvantage. So the Europeans should have understood a long time ago that it was in Ukraine's interest and in Europe's interest to end the war. Russia was too big, too powerful relative to Ukraine. And Ukraine was destined to lose in a long war.